All right, I think we are live. Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. We want to be taking a look at the crypto market one more time. And obviously, this is definitely a new show that we are going to be doing like much more regularly, especially as we are heading into summer. So this is going to be a regular program that we are going to be doing, hanging out together. Obviously, I think at this point, it's really clear that for you to make it in this market, you just have to belong to a certain community. Obviously, that community has to be a successful one. So that's exactly what I'm trying to build here, so that we can have an opportunity to be hanging out together, especially in the summer, talk about the crypto market and all the great things that are happening in the market by that point, right? Yeah, so to begin with, I think that we are headed for the blow off top of the market, which I'm expecting that we're gonna have a massive run, obviously, but it's gonna be the last one, right, before we head into a bull market. So I think it's really important to be preparing for that, and obviously we're gonna be showing you exactly how I'm approaching these things and the best things that we can probably expect in this market, right? So we're gonna start off with some altcoins that we usually cover on the channel, but obviously I want you to contribute and I want you to tell me exactly what you want to see on the channel as well. And we're gonna be discussing like huge opportunities. Obviously there is just so much that I can know relative to what is happening new in the market and stuff like that, and I also rely on you guys on some of the stuff like that, right? So before we start, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for this kind of stuff will now be able to find the live stream much more easily, right? So also feel free to be sharing it on different platforms across the board, right? So let's quickly start here with the Jasmine price set. As I've been mentioning, like through maybe it's been a month at this point, saying that we are stuck in a range with Jasmine. And to be honest with you, it's not only Jasmine. The situation is actually the same right across the market, right? So what we are seeing is that Jasmine is looking like it's eventually going to be breaking out of this whole thing and at least testing the top of the range. You can see that we have pretty much held well right at this zone, and this kind of price action is very good for me. I think it's indicating something that is very good. I mean, take a look at this kind of, some kind of, it's just grinding to the upside. But I think that definitely this weekend, we are going to have a bit of fireworks, and we are going to be testing the top of the range. That is something like 2.45 cents for Jasmine right there. So this is the main thing that I'll be looking for here for Jasmine over the weekend. I've been saying that, look, the indicators are indicating that Jasmine is building much more strength right there. I mean, take a look at it on a daily time frame. We still haven't satisfied the condition of the RSI, but sometimes you don't need to wait for that, because if you try to wait and wait and wait, you're gonna be late, right? So we have a trade that is ongoing. We did something like a front running to the rest of the market participants, right? So we get into the trade before the conditions were satisfied, because probably everybody's also looking at the same things to see what Jasmine is going to do eventually. So we're working for that, obviously, and throughout this whole weekend, I think we're going to have a conclusion as to what is going to happen later. So if it doesn't happen this weekend, probably we'll be looking at maybe the first 2 days of the next week or something like that. But for me, I think it's really close, much more closer than a lot of people are anticipating. Yeah, I understand that obviously it has been boring for the most part yet in the market, but I think we're getting super close to that. So yeah, for Jasmine, the main event this weekend, I'll be looking to see if we just have a rally to something like 2.4 cents by there. That will be something like a 19-20% rise, and on leverage, that definitely is something that is fantastic by there. Another one that we want to take a look at, we usually cover, is ICP. Yeah, I've been saying that ICP is looking like it's in a bullish stance, and we are also taking a look at it with this 4-hourly time frame. We can perfectly see that we have something that is very common that we have seen time and again in the market, this kind of a structure here. So that's great here for ICP. I think the trajectory is clear. It probably doesn't feel like that, but let me also show you this kind of structure that we have been saying that it really looks like what ICP is doing right at this point. So that's my row, in which we actually just closed a trade just now. That was really nice. I'm going to show you that one as well. but Miro is one of those that has been really doing well. Right, so let's just change this here to maybe the 4-hourly time from here, so that we can have a clear idea as to what is happening. I didn't catch that nice and easy. So let's try here. It should be 240, right? Okay, so let's see. 240. Okay, what's happening here? 240. Okay. All right, 244 hours. Yeah, we finally got that. Oh my god, that was really difficult to get right. So we have Miro down below here, and then we also have got internet computer right on top of that. So what I wanted you to see, obviously, is this kind of a crashing structure that we have here. You just have the same kind of structure right there, and then obviously you are having this extreme. You also have the extreme right there. You go up one more time, you actually go up, which is this case here for ICP. Obviously you try to recuperate and all that great stuff. So if you would just basically ask me where ICP is right at this point, I think we have already done the secondary test here. We're not going to be losing something like $12 in my humble opinion. I think that yeah, later, like the lowest that the thing can go maybe is $11.80, but that also be most likely gonna be a week just to test that, and then we're gonna be continuing to the upside. So what is the main price target? What is the next price target that we are looking from this thing? Actually, we are looking at the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level relative to this structure here, from the very top to the bottom here. So we are looking at something like $27 here for ICP in the immediate short term. I think we are gonna get that eventually, but that's good. So this is all I can say here for ICP right at this point. I think we have done Jasmine already. Let's get into the hot one, which is Miro. So with Miro, we were actually opening a trade on the 19th or 18th of May. We were saying that, look, there is a 40% to be made right there, and we exactly got that today. So that was great. Obviously, I mean, you want to see things like this happening, but the question obviously now remains, what is going to happen from here, right? Are we going to get into a new all-time high? But I think that is very important to show you exactly where the inspiration of the trade was coming from. And let me quickly show you here. So we were looking at BTC. Actually, it had a structure like this probably in something like maybe 2016 or something like that. So let's go to the daily time frame for BTC here. So that's what, 1440. Okay, let's go 24 hours. Let's hope I can find the structure real quick, right? Because it's something that when I just saw it on the Miro chart, I was just like, you know what, this is exactly what we are having. So I was saying it's 2016. Actually, it's way back here, like 2012. Crazy. It's really, really crazy. So basically what we are having here with BTC is the same structure that Miro was exhibiting, right? So take a look at this. I mean, you can start analyzing the chart maybe from here or from wherever you want to analyze it, but what you eventually see is that when you have got these lows, these extreme lows, you have a rise, you peak one more time here, you get to the lows, visiting the lows, but you continuously make higher highs, right? Higher lows, sorry, as you are trending like this. So this was basically the inspiration here, and I was saying that, look, if we just have a back test here, let me just try to indicate it on the BTC price set as well. Yeah, so we're looking for a back test here. That's the moment we entered the trade, and obviously we're targeting that 40%, which came in today. So congratulations to everybody who was in that trade. That was a fantastic one, right? I hope you actually closed the trade if you didn't set an automatic take profit. But here we are with Miro. So yeah, the question was what eventually is going to happen, right, with Miro. So I think that yeah, we have to fight Fibonacci retracement levels first, right? So you see, even with BTC right there, we had to rally to something like the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, and then from there it had to work its way up. So now already we are out of the trade, but as soon as we see confirmation, probably I'm going to be posting a trade on Patreon saying that maybe we can get back into the trade. I mean, we've collected the 40%, but I think it's decision time here with the market makers. I mean, take a look at exactly where we are. That's the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So yeah, decisions are made right at this point, obviously. And if you're in a trading, if you're in profits, you don't want to make the decision whilst you're holding the whole thing, right? Sell it and then get into cash. by the time we actually have to exceed all these Fibonacci retracement levels, this is the time we're buying back into the market and riding the whole thing. So in that situation, would actually be expecting a huge one of Miro from where it's sitting to something like the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. We are looking at something like something like 150%. So that's great. That's great. I know for a very long time I haven't talked about Algorand. I really haven't talked about Algorand in a long time, but I think that the belief that I had back then in January, February is still the same thing that I believe in today, obviously. So here, what we are looking at is a very strong support level that stretches as far back as something like 2020. So I think, yeah, we are still expecting a bounce from here. And the thing is, we are seeing this predominant structure across the market where you see something like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Let me try to draw it right so that maybe you can visualize it nice and easy. We are really seeing something like this in this market, and it really has indicated something that is positive, right, in the market, right? The first example that can actually come to my mind is maybe there was something that was really moving of late. I think it was Pepe, right? So I mean, take a look at this. Yeah, look at this. This is the same kind of structure that is really predominant of late in the market, where you have something like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So I mean, good to see that on Algo as well, but is that really going to translate into something that is obviously going to be positive? I think so. Because despite it having this same structure that we are seeing right across the board, which has been positive of late, I also think that we have got something like a falling wedge right there for an Algorand. By the way, if you're new into the chat, I think you can just drop me the altcoin that you want us to take a look at, and then we can take a look at it nice and easy. Right? Probably I'm talking about an altcoin which really doesn't have anything to do with you, but we have got this falling wedge that we have on Algorand here, and I think these ones are usually bullish patterns. They usually hit the top of the wedge, so I'll be expecting somewhere around 96 $1 for Algorand, and it's sitting right at 20 cents. That's something like a 5x from where the price is sitting right now, and you're buying obviously massive support right there. I think it's good. I think it's good, right? So I haven't lost any sort of hope on that. Another one that we usually talk a lot about on the channel is Filecoin. Really hasn't performed well of late, and you can also see that I'm in a trade which I entered right around $6. We haven't been stopped just yet, and yeah, we're looking to we're almost at break even right now, because it's $5.85 right at this point. We ended right around $6, so yeah, this one hasn't been resolved just yet, but I still expect you to do something great, right? So overall, I'm looking at something like this here. I'm looking at this crushing structure, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swipes to the downside, and the minimum that I expect Filecoin to wish in this bull market is something like $27, right? Probably that's also a very low price I get, because I mean $27 from where the price is sitting. Yeah, let's see here. That's maybe 400%. Yeah, this is my price I get for Filecoin, and I think that whatever is happening in the short term, yes, let it happen, but eventually we are gonna get to something like $27 here for Filecoin. So really nothing much to talk about right there, except that we are sitting on top of a support level that you can already see here. If you just want to take a look at this, right? I mean, let's just go ahead maybe and try to highlight this whole thing, right? So that's your, let's go ahead and do this. So this is your support level, support levels, and we are back on that support level one more time. So I think it's a matter of time for Filecoin as well. On top of that, we've got a fantastic Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Yeah, these guys, they're really bullish, obviously, right? So let's see what happens eventually there. So we have wholesale crypto. Can you take a look at Compound? We are going to take a look at Compound. Mindful Journey. I know you really have been waiting for this live stream. Obviously, I'm very happy that I'm able to do it one more time. But for this summer, obviously, we are going to be having much more of these regular live streams, right? So let's quickly see here. Compound, can you please give me like the ticker symbol real quick so that we get into it right real quick, right? So wholesale cryptos, can you please just give me the ticker symbol for Compound? Probably you're talking about something that I'm not aware of, right? So let's take a look at another one, right? So what are your thoughts regarding AI coins not moving much after favorable Nvidia earnings? Yeah, because right at this point, I think the AI narrative is probably coming towards the end, man. I really don't know, but all I know is that Nvidia is pretty much holding the United States stock market right at this point, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have an explanation to that, to be honest with you, but I know that the whole thing is now exhausted, right? So let's quickly take a look at Compound, and we'll see what. Oh, I actually took a look at it before. Okay, let's see. So this is the weekly time frame. Okay, the indicators are not. So let's see here. Well, I mean, wholesale cryptos, as you can see here, I was anticipating something like a 520%. For Compound when we were down here. Now, do I still stand by that analysis? I pretty much do, because let me just go ahead and clear all these things for you, right? We're gonna redraw these things. I think we have done what we needed to do right there. But what you also see is that this is just some kind of a type of an accumulation here, and here is the top of your range. This is your top of the range, and this is usually what you just want to fight this level here. Of course, there is a likelihood that it's going to act as resistance, but I still expect that 500%. I mean, obviously, right at this point, it's no longer 500% because the price has gone up. Let's see here. Wow, this is the first Fibonacci retracement level. So should we break above this resistance level, I'm gonna be expecting the price to at least test something like that's $230, right? So in terms of like percentages, that's something like a 255%. Let's go down to maybe a shorter time frame and try to investigate what is happening here. I've already illustrated that there is a resistance here, but I don't know if you were in the chat like a few moments ago. I was talking about the Miro trade, and remember this was the exact same setup that we were trading right there in that trade, which I was saying that congratulations to everybody who took part in that. Yeah. So if you're asking if we are going to be breaking this resistance here to get above that level, I think that the odds are actually that we are likely to break that resistance level, and probably I'm going to be taking this trade. Let's see what we get right there. Let's quickly take a look at this right there. So this definitely is looking like a resistance / support level here. Yeah, so we are above that resistance level there. Should we get a back test right into this zone? I'm entering a trade here. I gotta write this down. Really, I gotta write this down. This should be an entry level there, and I'm gonna be posting this trade later on the page if I just analyze it nice and easy. Now, the challenge here may just be that what is gonna be your stop loss, because it's really way down right there, right? But just to put things into perspective, let me show you the Miro trade that we were talking about right there. This is the same thing that you. I mean, you can also see this extreme here, and then before you do that, so. Yeah, I think that a Compound is looking much more favorable to continue right there. This is only on the 4-hourly time frame, right? But obviously it has got big impacts on the 1 daily time frame as well, because I mean, just as I was just illustrating right there, that this is the top of your range. Once you break above these levels there, you are looking to head to something like 230. So let me put back my price target. I remember I was here when I put that thing right there, so that was something like 530% or something like that. Let me not mess my chart. So I hope I answered you. Compound wholesale cryptos, Compound USD. Okay. Mindful Journey is asking about Beam. Let's quickly take a look at Beam and see what we got with Beam USDT. I guess is the ticker symbol. Let's use Mexi. Wow. Okay. What's the news here with Beam? What's the news with Beam? I mean, Mindful Journey. What's the news with what's the news with Beam? Let's see here. Maybe there is some kind of some crazy tokenomics here with Beam, right? So let's quickly take a look at it one more time. Beam, number 68, and it's dropping like that. It's really dropping like a rock, man. The tokenomics really don't look too bad. I mean, total supply 62, there's 50 billion, something like that, 50 million, whatever the case may be, 80% in circulation. So what's the news? I don't get it, but let's quickly take a look at the chart one more time. Yeah, this thing has been hit pretty red. Now, the good thing here is that we are headed into support levels. We have just come into support levels one more time here. So mindful journey. I think you know, I don't give financial advice obviously, but if I'm looking at this chart here, I'm like, this thing is gonna bounce, right? It's gonna catch a bounce very soon, right? So I don't know if you've been following me, but I love this kind of trades, right? The Miro trade was like this, the Zcash trade was like this, the Dogecoin trade was like this. A lot of our trades are actually like this. So this is one of my trading strategies. I think it's gonna catch a bounce very soon. I'm not gonna be going like on leverage with this kind of a thing, but I'm definitely gonna be going on spot, right? So Beam, yeah, it has been hit pretty bad, but the good thing is it's just got back into support levels, right? So back into its support levels. So wow, this is nice. Yeah, so as I mentioned, right, if I'm gonna be going into this thing, I'm definitely gonna be on spot, and I'm gonna be targeting something like 100% here, 100% to something like how can I even read this, right? So that's something like 6.7 cents, right? So Beam, maybe you can write it down so that when we come back for the next live, you can tell me how it went, right? If it was a success or if I misled you, right? I mean, just give me a feedback on the next live stream, right? I think that Beam is definitely a buy, and the other one that we took a look at was Compound as well, right? The odds are actually in the favor of Compound. The Compound is looking like it's gonna be going to the upside. Let's quickly take a look at another. I appreciate you saying you don't know many YouTubers or Twitter handles. Avoid answering the questions entirely. Okay, no big deal, man. If I don't know, I don't know. Let's quickly take a look at thoughts on Solana over the past 40 days. Well, to be honest with you, Solana has proven that it's one of the greats in this market. I really don't like it too much, to be honest with you, but the honest truth is that Solana has got a fantastic community. Pretty much, you know, it's gonna be a success. I mean, you see this kind of brutal price action here, like maybe 98% drop from the top, right here, 96, 97, but it still managed to pull itself back up, right? It has got a fantastic community, and right at this point, it's looking like it's trying to make a decision here with the Fibonacci retracement levels. Look, it just got back to the last one, and then it got pulled back one more time. If it hangs out, right, maybe let's say between 150 and where it is right at this point, there is a good chance that it's going to break 187 or 190. That is going to be key. You break that, you're definitely going above this one too, and that also means that a new all-time high is in play for Solana. So let's see how it goes with Solana, but I think that it definitely has got a fantastic community, and that community is gonna be propelling the price action right there, right? If Solana fails to make it into a new all-time high, I think that is almost like a guarantee that we don't have a bull run this cycle, right? So forget about it. But I think, yeah, it's just a matter of time. It's going to get into a new all-time high, Solana. Now the question obviously is, where will I be targeting for Solana? It has risen so much, but the noble thing to do, or maybe the most reasonable thing to do, is to target the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. We have seen how this whole thing is a suspect, so that's around $420 here for Solana, and I think it can do that. Definitely it can do that. So I'm still 1.5x profits. Wow, if you're still in profits on Beam, with it being pretty beaten like this, I think yeah, you really entered pretty much early. Probably you're the first one to buy Beam right there, but because this was the ultimate low. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, so Beam, I still think that it is a quick spot, 100% right there, targeting 100%, and then boom, you're out of that trade, you move on to something else, right? Because it's going to take some time, obviously, for this whole thing to work itself out. But what I'm getting to right there is that, like, after huge crashes like these ones, you just don't go down in a straight line. I mean, I've mentioned time and again on the channel that you at least hit your first Fibonacci retracement levels and stuff like that. So this is something that I still expect for Beam to do right there. Obviously, probably nobody wants to be touching it, but I gotta be, you know, touching it a little bit. So you were asking about Veracity. I actually have been thinking about Veracity for some time. I've been thinking of making a video. Unfortunately, not a lot of people watch Veracity videos, so I was just like, you know what, let it be, right? So going down to the 4-hourly time frame, you can also see that we are range bound with Veracity right there. And I actually had something that was measured there for Veracity, and I'm still expecting something like a 20% just to touch the top of that range one more time. This is a perfect Wyckoff accumulation pattern, and according to my analysis, the lowest point has been reached right at this point here, and you're just looking to build up, heading to something like 0.067 there. I'm gonna be taking my profit out of there. I was getting something like 75, but it's looking like much weaker than I was anticipating, right? So yeah, when we get to the top of the range, I'm gonna be pulling out of that trade, and then we're gonna have to see what kind of decision we are gonna be taking with Veracity. Now, if I answered your question, that's okay, because if you're looking for maybe my prediction for the long term, I think I've got fantastic price targets here, as high as something like 14-15 cents here for Veracity, like at the peak of the bull market. This, what you see here of these constant higher lows as you go there, is definitely something that is positive for the market, right? Let's quickly take a look at what we have next. Right there, Solana, we covered Solana, right? Do you, well, come again please, do you Solana is #1 altcoin in this cycle, or Ethereum is still king of altcoins? Yeah, Ethereum is still king of altcoins. I mean, think about it, it's the only altcoin that has got an ETF, so that speaks volume, obviously. Plus, man, I mean, really, you just have to understand that this crypto space is built on Ethereum. It's really built on Ethereum. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Look at all those ERC20 tokens. Until something changes, I mean, Ethereum is still the big one, right? But obviously, as you continue, right, as it grows, it's gonna be offering less and less, I mean, returns. It's something that Bitcoin is. I mean, Bitcoin is king of cryptos, but then again, it's still offering like very little gains relative to the other crypto assets that we are trading right there. So Ethereum still #1, but let's quickly take a look at another one. Thoughts on SNX? Not many people cover it. You are one of the few. Yeah. So I mean, we had taken a trade with SNX, that's Synthetix, right? But I think that I'm what, 25% down from my initial investment here with SNX. Am I going to sell my Synthetix? No, I'm not going to be doing that, because I think that it still has got a fantastic setup, right? You know, I couldn't find it from here, but I think I have it somewhere here. I've got a lot of things on my watch list. Let's quickly take a look at it. I couldn't find it. You know, let's just search it from here, right? So SNX USDT has a fantastic trade right there. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking at. Yeah, so Synthetix is looking like that was one of the biggest Wyckoff accumulation patterns that I've ever seen, right? So we broke below the main support level here as the top of the range. Now we're trying to fight that resistance right there. Now, obviously, I understand that in situations where you have got Wyckoff accumulation patterns like these, the big market makers are trying their best, obviously, to shake you out. So once you see that you've broken the main support level right there, people are going to be saying, you know, it's going to be hard from here. But I think that it's going to be breaking this resistance one more time and hitting our price targets that we have been looking for here. So Synthetix, yes, definitely. I'm still in my trade. I bought at $4. I bought Synthetix at $4. I think it was right around you know, these levels here. So I'm down something like 25%. I'm gonna be still holding it. Yeah, I'm still gonna be holding it for the long run. And this thing usually, I mean, it promises all-time highs, man. It promises all-time highs. So I'll be looking at something like 40 something dollars here as my sell target, right? So let's see here. Thoughts on synthetics. I think we did that. Arweave, like Mindful Journey. I hope you were here when we were discussing Arweave at $4.50. I think that that video I talked about Arweave, it has been the longest video that I've ever made on YouTube. On Arweave, here we were looking at this falling wedge. We finally got into that falling wedge. I mean, we have hit the price target, and you can see that I was already indicating that we have got resistance levels right there. And right now the thing with Arweave, it has gotten back to like a decision point on whether we are gonna get into an all-time high, a new all-time high, or we're just gonna retrace and get back down one more time. So it's really just indicative of the rest of the market right now, fighting the last resistance levels in terms of what do you call this, retracement levels, right? So I think that, yeah, right at this point, it's just the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level that is indicating, that is fighting the price. But surely we're going to be breaking these ones here. So once we break $70 here, I mean, it's off to the races. We are looking at something like $360. This is my all-time, this is my main price I get for the bull one. I bought right around something like $4.50. And it was really crazy right at that point, obviously, to be targeting something like $40, right? But $48 was the main price target for that falling wedge. We got that. That's fantastic. So now there isn't really much that I can say about Arweave, to be honest with you, because it's really at a decision point, and we're gonna see where it is gonna go, right? So Luis Ruiz, I hope I pronounce. Oh, okay. What to expect on Rondo? We'll come back down lower. Okay, fantastic. I loved your question, Louise, because I was also looking at Ondo like earlier this morning, and I was actually saying that I think that yeah, you can see that. Let's go down to maybe the 4-hourly time from here, and you can see that here we had a range, right? You break out of the range, and then you back test the range, right? Now, look at how this whole thing usually play out, right? So that drop was something like 20%, right? Back into that range just to back test it and continue. But a lot of people cannot handle that 20% loss right there. So now the question obviously is, we have broken out of a range one more time. Are we going to have a back test here? Right now, that back test, if the price has to fall from where it is, it's only something like a 16%. Be rest assured that it's something that is very possible. We have seen it happening in this market before. A 16% drop is nothing, right? If I will be looking to buy here, probably I'll be waiting just a little bit to see what happens, right? And yeah, this is looking like it's going to be back tested one more time. So if you're looking for specific levels where I would be looking to buy, maybe something like $1, $1.04, $1.03, whatever the case, all the way down here to something like 90 cents. So this whole range I'll be looking to buy Ondo if I was to buy, right? Right now, probably not. We just broke out of that thing, but it also just doesn't necessarily mean that you're just gonna start flying, right? We just don't have those indications just yet in the market. It feels like we still need some kind of confirmations, right? So I think I answered that right, nice and easy. And the next one that we want to take a look at here. Good evening, all. Bill, welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine, Bill. Then he asked, he said, just had Dodge. Has Dodge been looked at? No, we didn't take a look at Dodge. Let me quickly take a look at Dodge for you. But can you please specify what exactly you want me to talk about by that? Because if I just go ahead and start running my mouth on probably something that you're not interested in, that's not going to be too good, right? So tell me exactly what you want me to take a look at here with Dogecoin, right? So it has been behaving well. It has been behaving well, to be honest with you. I think meme coins have also done well, especially this weekend. Okay, so with Dogecoin, ever since we exited that trade on our Patreon, I haven't gotten back into Doge just yet. But I think it's very clear that long term, here, what you have is a strong support level here. It's looking like it's bouncing off of that thing. yeah, just looking at it like this, I would say that it's looking like it's a buy, to be honest with you. Yeah, got rejected by retracement level. Wow, about 100% to be expected on Doge. Let's see how that goes, right? Let's see if we have, yeah, I mean, Dogecoin, I probably have to go and do more of my homework by there, but this is looking like a very nice backtest, right? Very nice backtest. Maybe expecting 100% much more. But as I said, maybe I probably need to do much more homework. Don't worry about it anyway. We are going to be doing this state of the market much more regularly, especially as we are heading into the summer. We're going to be hanging out a lot, right? So let's quickly take a look at another one. Tess is going to be asking about ENS, right? So let's go with ENS USDT and see what we got, right? I usually like to take a look at these things on Maxi because I think that they all get listed on Maxi right before anything. Wow. Wow, man, I just hope that the guy who was asking about this ENS has been there down here, because this was probably where the biggest opportunity was. To be honest with you, let me check the tokenomics here. Sorry for the microphone. Let's see ENS. Let's see here. Wow. Total supply. Okay, so the only problem here is this circulating supply. I don't like it too much. I really don't like it too much. I mean, it's only 31% that is there, and this whole thing can get really diluted. But what I would say is that it's looking like this is a very long accumulation, but yeah, man, I don't like the circulating supply, and that circulating supply really makes the whole analysis very crazy and very complicated, because it's too dilute, man. It's just really too dilute. I don't know really. Let's see if we have another thing here. Celestia tier. Okay, Celestia, I think it has cooled down a little bit. It was hot. It was really hot. It was hot, but let's see what we have. Okay, it's starting to pull back. Yeah, with this kind of a thing, to be honest with you, there isn't really much that you can deduce. You can say, okay, this is support level here. Oops, it goes down to the second one, right? Okay, boom, it goes down to this one. It'll be like, okay, this is support level. It goes, and then it does one more time like this. That's the challenge with new coins, right? Let's see the circulating supply, right? So yeah, not bad, but it's really bad actually. It's really bad actually. I think that tier, I'm not gonna be getting any close to tier. I'm really sorry, but I don't like this circulating supply. What the hell is this, man? It's nah, not good, not good. No, not good. This is one of those altcoins that you see that they go down like 98% in the bull market, in the bear market. So just like what Jasmine did. I'm not gonna be touching this thing. I think it has had a fantastic run already. But right now, so this was what, something like an 8x or something like that. I don't like it too much. I really don't like it too much. Interested in whether it's still a good buy for the long term. So what had Bill asked? He had asked about Doge. Yeah, brother, I think that Doge is not gonna have like that very much of a big one that it had in the last maybe 3-4 cycles. But I mean, it has established itself as one of the wholesales, right? I mean, the powerhouses. Sorry, but I don't think it's gonna do something like super good or something like that. It's already top 10 and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's really a good thing to hold long term. I'll probably be willing to risk into more things. But I was looking at something here. They call it Blender, right? Like they literally call the whole thing Blender. Right. I was looking at it. I was like, okay, you know what? This Blender thing has a very interesting chart. Really interesting chart. it has all been down, but I think that is getting into support levels, right? So I know that Mindful Journey, he likes risks, and he joins every live stream, right? So I'm gonna ask you, brother, can you please just write down this blender, right blender somewhere, right, so that we come back to it and see how it's performing, right? I'm really willing to put some money into Blender, and let's see what exactly is going to happen with it. So if you're looking, if you don't know maybe what Blender is, right, it's one of those which is talking about the AI, GPU, CPU, whatever the case may be. Obviously this thing, okay, so scalability with GPU computing and all that great stuff. So Mindful Journey, can you please note this one for me? Blender, I want to see where the whole thing eventually goes, but I'm willing to put in some cash right there for Blender and see if we can get something. I'll be targeting this level specifically right here, right? So here around something like a 98%, but I think I can just buy and hold it, because what I also just realized is that we also have got like 97% of the whole thing in circulating supply already, so that is good. So Blender has been rogered by Mindful Journey. Great. Let's move on to the next one. Book of Memes is one that is looking good. Let's see what else we also have. ICP. Yeah, we talked about ICP. Actually, we are still expecting it to hold at the very least something like oh yeah, Jasmy has finally started moving, so that's fantastic. It also gives me a little bit of energy. I'm gonna be speaking much more loudly on the stream because Jasmy is if you didn't know me, this is just my main event for the weekend, right? I'm watching it like a hawk, and it's more like watching paint dry, right? Therefore, okay. So I think you were asking about ICP. Yeah, ICP. I was saying that at the very least we're looking to hold something like $11.80, and then we keep pushing right there with ICP. The trajectory is very clear. We are gonna, yeah, as I was mentioning, like in my last update, I was saying that yeah, we may have 10%, 12% drops every now and then, but the trajectory is very clear that we are going to be heading to something like the trade that we are in. We are targeting something like $16, and yeah, I think we are going to get there eventually, right? So Quant, you asked about Quant. Yeah, Quant is one that really has been disappointing, to be honest with you. But have I given up my hopes on Quant? Definitely not. I still think that of all of the things that we have in this market, this is one that is for me very easy to read, and I'll be looking at $1,600 for Quant. Yeah, you can still see that we are holding this major support level. Should we lose this, I mean, closing maybe a few daily candles below something like $80, then I'll be like, you know what, it's time to kiss Quant goodbye. But right at this point, even if you take a look at like some online, like on-chain metrics, it really doesn't, it's not showing anything, to be honest with you. It's not showing anything. No development, no sellers, no buyers, no what. It's just pretty much dormant. But don't forget that also in this market, you know, it only takes the price to move like 20-30% in one day, and then everybody is now paying attention to it. So I'm putting that one obviously into my analysis as well, but I still think that Quant is definitely one that I'm hopeful on, and I haven't given up on right now. So yeah, Mindful Journey, we talked about Blender, and then you're now requesting Render. Let's quickly take a look at Render, one that has been fantastic. It really has a fantastic ride ever since the last cycle there. Okay, it's good. All-time highs. Yeah, I think we reached the 1.618 Fibonacci. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, I mean, this is another example. When I keep saying that, look, our width is at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. It's just looking to get that confirmation, and the next price target we'll be looking for is 1.618. This is a prime example. Yeah, I think for Render, is going to be waiting for the rest of the market to see if we are going to go one leg up. This is one cryptocurrency that is in a true bull market. Bitcoin is not, Ethereum is not, Solana is not. Talk about Render, this is one that is actually in a bull run, right? So Render, in my own opinion, hang out around the all-time high right there before you keep pushing right there, right? So the next question, obviously, that one may be asking, where exactly do you think it's gonna go? Right now, for me, this thing has been really on a tear ever since like June 2022. The best case scenario right here will be reaching the full Fibonacci extension right there, right around something like $35. Now you can already tell that from where the price is sitting, that's around something like what, $10 to something like $34. It's only at 3.4x. So my opinion is that I don't have much to do with the render, and it's not something that I'm looking forward to be buying or something like that. Now, if I already have some, I'm definitely taking profits right at this Fibonacci extension levels. 1.618, you should definitely have taken profits. It's a rule in this market. 2.618, why are you not taking profits? Why they were between the 2.618 and 3.618? Why the hell are you not taking profits? Right. So I think that it's something that you have to be paying attention to. Yes, I mean, we are saying $34, but I mean, think about it also in terms of percentages, right? That's only gonna be something like 3.4x, right? There are altcoins down there like Jasmine, which we are looking to get to something like 25x. So why the hell are you going to be spending all the money on render, right? I mean, the narrative is great and stuff like that. Maybe you can actually be buying Blender too, right? Blender. So let's see how Blender goes. I think we now have it on the record that we are looking to buy Blender, looking for, I don't know, multiples of x's, right? So let's see. Bill Talevsky is asking Flux. Okay, let's quickly take a look at Flux. Flux, where's Flux here? I'm going to be looking for Maxi here because probably they get listed on Maxi before they get listed anywhere else. Right? So do we have the Gauge? Okay, Gauge IR also works. Okay, it's a great chart. It's a great chart, but yeah, sorry, Bill, if you're when you're asking about this Flux chart, right? I mean, are you asking like short-term wise or you're asking long-term? Because I'm gonna be taking two approaches to this whole thing here, right? In terms of the short-term, here, had I seen this thing earlier, I would have definitely opened the long position. Let me wait for Bill to say exactly what he wants me to take a look at right there, because I'm looking for, I mean, short-term wise, if I am in a trade, let's say I entered a trade right here, I'm expecting something like 11 cents or something like that. 11%, sorry, I'm saying 35% at something like $1.27. Yeah, if you're asking for the short term here, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 35% pump, right? Now, obviously, this thing is not going to go in a straight line, right? Probably we are going to have to push towards the top of the range, right? Like this, and then pull back one more time and get something like this. Yeah, on a general perspective, this is what I'll be looking for, just relative to what I've seen in the market before, right? All right, Flux. So long term for this bull run shares, okay, no problem. Let's take a look at that. Long term for the bull run shares. All right, in terms of percentages, how high has it been going? Forex, not very bad. I also want to take a look at the tokenomics because I really have no idea about this. If it has got dilutions, man, it's very difficult to do any sort of analysis with it because coins keep getting added to the whole thing. Number 200 on market cap, about 80% in circulating supply. Is this 440 million? This thing is undervalued, man. This thing is undervalued. But what does it do? Flux ecosystem, Flux OS, as well as rewarding both miners and Flux node operators, Web3. I have to take a look into this, but it's very looking like it's very undervalued. I mean, what's this all about? It's undervalued, very much undervalued. Let's see what we get here long term. Short term, I think we are looking for that 30-something%. But Bill, I think you can already see here that we have got very strong support levels starting here, right, and this one here. So should we catch a nice bounce here, and gets to something like 35%, that's $1.27 that I was talking about. We have to make a decision, right? I mean, the market basically has to make a decision as to whether we are going to get above here $1.60, right? So usually when you exceed all Fibonacci retracement levels, you are usually guaranteed that you are going to be breaking this level here. But the next thing that we want to take a look at, obviously, is that do we also have any significant level right at that point, right, in terms of our Fibonacci retracement levels too. I hope I'm very clear, right? Because sometimes I complicate these things when they are not supposed to be complicated. Yeah, once you break above something like so, I mean, right now, man, right now what I would say is that short term, I think we should be looking at $1.27 and see what happens at $1.27, right? Should we continue moving higher than that? We are looking at $1.62. From $1.62, I mean, it's pretty much clear that we are looking for new all-time highs right there. So yeah, if you're looking to be buying spots, probably you can be entering some buys here right around something 90 cents right there, right? So between 80 cents and 90 cents is looking like it is a buy. So in your opinion, do you feel alt season is a few weeks away? Very good question. Very good question. Let me try to answer that using a chart right there, right? So what you are seeing here is that we have got the altcoin market, right? This is total 3. These are altcoins excluding Ethereum as well. Guys, I'm just realizing that we only have 7 minutes. So if you have something that we want us to cover right real quick, just show me what you want us to cover, because I'm only going to be committing an hour to these live streams, right? So let's see. On a 4-hourly time frame, we have got a great structure here. It's looking like we are catching a nice bounce here. Look, man, if the altcoins continue to rally like this and get above 780 or something like that in terms of the market cap, we can have an alt season very quickly, very quickly. But should we fail to do that, we are gonna have a very cruel summer, a very bad one. I think would have to fall all the way back to these support levels here, and it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be too good for everybody. So obviously we are cheering, right, for them to continue rallying like they are doing right now. But should we fail to do that, I think it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. We'll probably be expecting maybe some kind of a bull run, maybe late August, September, October, November, sometime like that, right? Probably coming also into conference with the US election. I have no idea, but we'll see what happens eventually right there, right? So Myro has started dropping, I think. Okay, what about Jasmine? Oh, Jasmine is now doing fantastic, right? So let's take a look at Jasmine. Probably we're gonna end the live stream with Jasmine here. We've been looking for Jasmine. If you aren't aware, my main event for this weekend is that Jasmine gets to at least test the top of the range one more time. I was making an update yesterday saying that we're looking at something like 2.4 cents here for Jasmine. 2.16 right at this point. Looking good. There is a trade that we are in, obviously, right, with Jasmine. So let's see eventually how that goes. Jasmine, I'm cheering for Jasmine, man. Jasmine should continue. Let me see if we have got any chart. Long term, this is bull run shares. Okay, have you looked at Pepper? Yeah, I looked at Pepe, but briefly we were talking about something else right there. So let's quickly take a look at it. Pepe, let's see. Yeah, Pepe. This thing is in all-time highs, man. It's really in all-time highs. No kind of analysis that I can do right at this point. None whatsoever. It's in price discovery, and I've also realized that it has hit like the full Fibonacci extension level. Look, it has reached that. I mean, I have no strong opinions on it whatsoever. Is it like it's in price discovery, or is it has reached like the the full extent that it could have actually done? But no opinions from me, man. Really, no opinions whatsoever. If you're asking for things that I'm cheering for, Jasmine number one, definitely. But Jasmine, I don't know if it's gonna do what it's doing. So Pepe, it has reached the full Fibonacci extension level. Maybe, I don't know, man. Right at this point, should it? Yeah, there's just no point of me, or just there's just no way of me at least trying to figure out what it's gonna do right there, right? So I hope I answered that. Maybe it wasn't the right answer, but right at this point I can't do anything at all. I can't do anything. All right, let's see. BTC back at the top of the range, trying to work itself out. What else have we got? XRP holding much stronger than I was anticipating. You guys know that I love XRP, and I've been looking at something like 500 something dollars. I'm saying 500 something dollars, $5-6 for this bull market, right? So Mindful Jenny says never trust the weekend pump. Yeah, to be honest with you, you're right, but in this bull markets, right, especially if you take a look at what usually happens like late hours of Sunday, right, towards the candle closing, you really have crazy things, right, at the weekly close. But let's see. I'm sharing for Jasmine this weekend. That's the only thing that I have on my mind at this at least, right? So guys, I think we have had a great chat. Thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna be seeing you obviously much more regularly. We are gonna be doing this. This is a new show that we're gonna be doing. We call it like the state of the market, right? So I mean, if you can, please just delicately tap the like button. It helps like to spread the live stream. Share it with whoever you wanna share it with, and also check the Patreon. We are doing some one-on-one trading sessions right there, and we are doing some tutorials actually. Like I'm trying to help as many people as I can from scratch, and we are taking trades together every now and then. We just closed one main trade that we had that we were targeting something like a 46% on the 19th of May. That's 6 days ago or something like that on Myro. That was a success, and we are looking for the other trades to do well as well. We are trading Jasmine right at this point. I think we are up maybe something like 25-30% on that trade. We also have got an ICP trade open. We entered right around something like $11. We are looking still pretty much good right there with that one, and we have got an Illuvium trade as well that we have open, and so much more to follow, right? We are really looking at multi-build as soon as I just enter like the exact stop losses and take profits. We're gonna be seeing a trade alert right there, right? We're also in Filecoin, although Filecoin is slightly in a loss right at this point. It's okay, it happens time and again. We'll see how the whole thing eventually goes, right? Synthetics, we missed the trade. We wanted to trade right there, but to be honest, it is we missed that trade. So check out the Patreon. We are doing even live calls. We are doing DMs, and I mean, really, you're basically having me in your pocket, and I'm also having you in my pocket too. So it's a kind of a symbiotic relationship, right? So guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on the very next one. Take